Namaste and welcome to VD Decode YouTube channel.
Imagine pulling up to a station in your electric car and driving away fully powered just 3 minutes later. No heavy cables, no 45-minute wait. That vehicle actually exists right now. It runs on the most abundant element in the universe, and the only thing that comes out of its tailpipe is perfectly drinkable water. The Indian government is currently pouring nearly 20,000 crores into this technology, but a massive catch is holding it back from your driveway. Right now, battery electric vehicles dominate the green roads. They are incredibly efficient, but they force drivers to plan their road trips around finding a charger and then sitting there for up to an hour just to get back on the highway. Enter the hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicle. Union Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has even been using a bright blue Toyota Mirai as his daily driver in Delhi, specifically to test how this technology handles Indian traffic in a pilot study. If a car that refuels in 3 minutes and emits zero pollution is already driving on our streets, why are manufacturers still selling us vehicles strapped with 1,000-pound batteries? A hydrogen car is actually an electric car. The difference is how it gets its electricity. Instead of hauling around a massive, heavy battery pack that stores power from the grid, a hydrogen vehicle generates its own power on the go. Inside the fuel cell, pressurized hydrogen gas pumped from the tank meets oxygen pulled straight from the outside air. When those elements combine, they create a chemical reaction that sends a steady current of electricity directly to the motor and spits out pure water from the exhaust. You get the exact same silent, instant torque of a standard EV, but with a range of over 650 kilometers and a refueling process that takes just 3 minutes at a pump. The physics are practically flawless. They completely erase the anxiety of waiting at a plug. The barrier keeping this off your driveway is purely economic. We have to look at the daily running costs. If you charge a standard EV like a Tata Nexon at home overnight, the electricity costs you roughly 1 to 1.5 rupees per kilometer. This chart compares that cost against hydrogen. While an EV battery fills up for about 360 rupees, the current global price of hydrogen can reach up to 1,500 rupees per kilogram. That means filling a single tank could cost you upwards of 5,000 to 8,000 rupees. Then there is the infrastructure. Building a single hydrogen fueling station requires highly specialized equipment to safely handle the pressurized gas, pushing the capital investment for one location to roughly 7 crore rupees. To make this viable for the average citizen, Transport Minister Gadkari has stated that station construction costs need to drop to 50 lakh rupees, and the fuel itself must come down to 70 to 80 rupees a kilogram. Hydrogen technology works perfectly well. We just haven't figured out how to manufacture, transport, and dispense the gas cheaply enough to compete with an electrical grid that is already wired into every home in the country. If the math looks so bleak for everyday drivers, why is India backing the National Green Hydrogen Mission with nearly 20,000 crores? To answer that, we have to stop looking at passenger cars and look at the massive vehicles that actually drive the economy: commercial transport and heavy logistics. A heavy transport truck hauls tons of cargo across states on extremely tight margins. These operators cannot afford to have a fleet sit idle for 4 hours hooked to a charger. They require quick 3-minute turnarounds to keep supply chains moving. This is exactly why Tata Motors is currently running pilot trials using hydrogen-powered heavy-duty trucks. The quick refueling and lighter weight of the fuel cell system make it uniquely suited for heavy haulage. Hydrogen fuel cell cars will not replace or kill battery electric vehicles by 2035. We are heading toward a split ecosystem. Consumers will rely on battery EVs for cheap city commutes and easy home charging. Meanwhile, the nation's industrial backbone will run on hydrogen for long interstate routes, heavy freight, and public buses. Success in India's green transition relies on selecting the right technological tool for each specific logistics problem. If you want to understand the complex worlds of AI, finance, automotive, and green energy without the jargon, hit subscribe to VD Decode. Over 80% of you watching haven't subscribed yet, and it's the absolute best way to support these deep dives.